an opportunity to be here with you again. When I first started this Facebook thing, I just wanted to see if I could get in contact with a few Jewish people, maybe a dozen or so. I got 4,300 friends. I'm sure most of these people, I would love to cancel most of them out, but anyway. So I noticed that I have a pretty large portion of friends of the Gentiles and even some Muslims. So I'm going to change a little bit my conversation. I did get a lot of emails from all sorts of people, so let's see what we can do. We're going to try again this summer to do what I really want to do, which is to open a shul over here where I am. It's going to be an open shul, and what I mean by that, it's going to be what we would call today interdenominational shul, where Jews, Muslims, Christians can get together, enrich one another, come to an accord. My desire is to show you my crafts. I have crafts that I would like to show you. Spiritual crafts. And then that you could teach your people, particularly the Muslims. I'm very interested in Muslims getting to know certain things. But let's see what happens. I always plan for it and it never works out, but maybe this summer's going to be different. I know that this is a very unusual medium to communicate because, first of all, I want to talk with you about some of the most sensitive things in your life, spirituality and things like this. But at the same time, you don't know me. I'm basically a stranger. And in a way, I like it that way because identity theft, and now with the government investigating us, and so I'm sort of anonymous on Facebook, but some of you know how I am because I've donated to your causes and I've spoken to you on the phone, some of you, and I've had rabbis come here to my house and stay with me a number of months, so I'm not a complete stranger, but my desire is, I don't want to teach you. You already have too many people teaching you. And my desire is just to chat with you, if possible. I want to appeal to your sense of common sense, and I want to appeal to the little voice that you have inside of you. That's my real power. That's my real desire. To appeal to you, to speak to you. And somebody asked me on one of the emails, do you believe in miracles? I automatically say no to that question, but I'm very, very skeptical about miracles. Very skeptical. I see miracles every day. I mean, this type of life that I live a very spiritual life. My life is filled with a lot of supernatural manifestation, but I'm very skeptical with miracles. I don't rely on any sort of miracles for my theory, But why do I always say I don't believe in miracles? Well, just so I want you to understand my perspective. I mean, if you could speak to a fish who's been born in water, all his life he's been on water, that fish in your fish tank, if you could ask him, listen, what do you think of the water around you? Well, the fish is going to look at you and say, what are you talking about? There's no water around me. Because he's been living in the water. So for me, the world is a miraculous world. So he asks me about miracles. For me, a miracle is a world without God. For me, it's miraculous to have, like a person who's never seen a miracle. I want to weep for you, because if you've never seen a miracle in your life, my goodness, I can't imagine such a thing. But this is my craft is not based on miracles, but to show you that there is a spiritual world, and that you can be part of it. You can come into the world. I want to pull you into the world of spirituality. I am in the world of spirituality. I come out of it to talk, to eat, to go to the bathroom, but I am in the spiritual world. For me, there's no going into the world. I am in the spiritual world. So what I do is I draw you into my spiritual world, because, I'm a walking manifestation of the spiritual world, so to speak. So I do believe in miracles. I just don't depend on miracles. Okay? So that's with that. Thank you for that email. Another email said to me, do you believe in the Messiah? I don't know if you're Jewish. I don't know if you're Gentile. I mean, when I hear a question like that about Messianicus, I think you're referring to Moshiach or Shmiyusin. I don't know. But you send me a question like that about the Messiah, you have to specify you're a Christian, because you could be talking about anything as far as I'm concerned. So, but the spiritual world, you're constantly walking in and out of the spiritual world every day. Every day. You walk in and out, you just don't realize it. It's like the blind man, screaming out, there is no sun, I see no sun. You just can't see it, but it's there. And so the spiritual world is an integral part of every human being. And the entire purpose of holiness is so that you can slow down and see that spiritual world. That's the purpose of holiness, is to slow you down, and you begin to detect the spiritual world. You're not going to make it a reality. It's there already. It's already a reality. But your senses, your perceptions have been altered by all sorts of things, mainly by not using the organs that you had that were placed there for you to be part of spiritual world. But all those dog food commercials and sitting in front of a TV, it's like, that's like the first thing you should do with the TV. I'm not asking that you burn your TV, but just see it as a tool. Don't just plop down when you have nothing to do. TVs, I haven't had a TV in 13 years, but that's another one. But anyway, part of my craft is what I do for human beings, but I'm also doing something else in the world. You know what I'm talking about. Trying to lift up the consciousness of humanity and produce an enlightenment. That's what I'm working at, and I'm working in the wind, and I gotta be careful. I want to tell you what I'm doing, but I gotta really be careful, because there's a lot of people listening in. And for them, I'm just another crackpot, and I would like to keep it that way. But I'm doing a lot of things that have to do with praying and interceding with the spiritual world, organizing a lot of things with the politics. Let's just say that is part of our. Once we enter the spiritual world, we have to become part of the solution. So the spiritual world will enlighten mankind. Originally, the first New World Order, which was established by Hashem, was based on humanity's freedom. Ever since that purpose of trying to enslave mankind was started. This is not nothing new. And today, those New World Order masters, you know who you are, some of my distant family. The problem is that you are not taking solutions. Your solutions do not include the voice of Hashem. Your solutions are coming out of humanism. Some of them are well motivated, but that's not good enough. You have to have that inspiration from Hashem. And it reminds me of a friend of mine who was part of my minyan in San Domingo while I was a doctor, and I'll just hold his name because his father was a very prominent local senator. I remember he invited me to his house one day. When I went there, he was sitting there with a woman, Maria, and she got up and left as soon as I got there, and I said, who is this? Oh, well, that's my soothsayer. That was the woman that read him his horoscope and pretty much, and he says, I want you to interpret a dream for me. She was interpreting it for me. I want you to interpret it. I know you're religious. I said, listen, I don't believe in that sort of use of the Torah, interpreting dreams and miracles and all that. I'm not into that. But then he was insistent, you know, he was a smart fellow, he was very insistent, and I did want to get him interested in spirituality. He says, I had a dream that a powerful man came to my doorstep with a bouquet of roses. That was the dream. And my soothsayer, my spiritist, which whatever she was, told me that means that I'm going to be prosperous. And he asked me, what do you think? And to my surprise, I understood exactly what the dream meant. So I said to him, I can tell you what the dream means, and I just want to warn you, you can change the end of the dream in prayer. He says, just tell me what the dream is. And I says, well, in a while you're going to get very bad news at your doorstep. Some bad news about a woman in your life. And he was kind of laughing and stuff. So he let me go. About a week later, a friend of mine came over and knocked on my door. And he said, listen, go over to Tony's house because she's crying a lot. I said, oh my God, what's going on? He said, I don't know. But I dressed up and I went over there and spoke to him, and I said, what's going on? He says, I just got to leave that my older sister died. Yes, he had only 3 sisters. The oldest one was the one that he loved most. And it was so difficult for me to speak to him, because if you're living a life where spirituality plays no part or a very little part, these tragedies come upon you, and then then you're going to blame God. Listen, if you were in the spiritual world, the advantage is that God can get you prepared for these tragedies. The purpose of the spiritual, the Derek Hashem, the path of Hashem, is so that you will not have to face death and all the things that go along with death. Adam was created, and Hasatan created death, but Hashem created the spiritual world so that through life, as you experience the spiritual world, you get prepared to a point where death comes. You don't care because you've already gone past the barrier. You're already gone past the barrier. And you're in the spiritual world already. Death is insignificant. So my prayer to you, my desire to you is that you devote more time to spirituality and cut away things that take away time from your spirit, like TVs and spending time on things that have nothing to do with spirituality. But devote more time to spirituality so that these tragedies, the tragedies that face you every day, the greatest tragedy of my life was I lost my brother. My brother was 24 years old. But 3 years before he was killed, I spoke to him. You're going to have a savage accident and da-da-da-da. Actually, I don't want to go into it now because it was a great man. But sure enough, he prepared his life. And when the time came, he was in a serious train accident which cost him his life. But the purpose of Hashem is that you don't have to face Hasatan alone. You don't have to face this alone here. That's the purpose of Hashem. That's the whole purpose of spirituality. We can pass into the spiritual, to that world where Hasatan and these tragedies here will no longer affect us. So thank you for your emails. Continue with your emails. Thank you for your posts, but that tells me that you're there. And just pray for me. Whatever Hashem tells me to speak to you, I will speak to you. Thank you for your prayers.